कुमानम राजशेखरन जी, श्री कुमारन थम्पी जी, श्री कैथापुरम दामोदरन नंबूदरी जी, श्री वी मधुसूदन नायर जी, श्री जी के पिल्ले जी, श्री शक्ति शांतनाथा महर्षि जी। I am extremely delighted to be here with you, and thank you very much for giving me this honor to inaugurate this conference. Since the name of the organization which has organized this program is Hindus of North America, one thing is implied, that these are the people who have gone from India to North America. And they are both aware and proud of their ancestry and their identity. Since you identify yourself and you take pride in the name in Hinduism, it should also be clear in our mind what Hinduism, or more appropriately, the Sanatan tradition stands for. And if I use, instead of using any profoundly philosophical reference, in common man's language, which can be easily understood, few days before leaving for USA, Chicago, to participate in World Parliament of Religions, Swami Vivekananda went to pay his respects and seek blessings of Guru Mata, Sharda Devi ji. She was sitting there alone in her place. A plate or platter with some vegetables placed before her when Swamiji reached and touched her feet. Guru Mata asked Swamiji, "Can you please go to the kitchen and fetch a knife for me, because I have to prepare the lunch and these vegetables need to be cut into size." Swamiji immediately went into the kitchen, brought the knife, and while handing over knife to Guru Mata, he caught or took hold of the blade side and the handle. He advanced towards her. Blade with sharp edge he was holding in his own hand, and handle with bluntness, wooden handle, he gave to the Guru Mata. Guru Mata actually, at that time, she did not need knife. She told him so. She said, since you are going to America, to expound the principles of Hinduism, the principles of the values of Sanatan tradition. Therefore, I wanted to check your competence, your ability, whether you have reached that stage where you can expound these values to others. I am sure when you use this term, you will be aware of the demands and requirements, because this is, to give you a personal example. About 12 years back, a leading Muslim figure of Uttar Pradesh, who dabbles both in religion and politics, and who had floated an organization only a few months back, came to see me. He sought appointment. I said, most welcome, please come. He came and he tried to plead with me that he said, yes, there may be many wrongs in our approach, in our thinking. But instead of pointing out that if you join us, I was not a member of any political party, if you join us, then we can benefit from your guidance, from your experience, from your understanding of things. I said, I will take decision to join you. I won't think even for a minute. Just make one promise to me. He said, what? I said, if you are floating a Muslim organization in the name of the community or religion, then make one promise. Announce it to the world that you will not demand anything for yourself. You will be only like volunteers, philanthropic volunteers, who will devote themselves to work for the welfare of others. Then I'm ready to. I won't hesitate even for a moment. But if you are making your organization only to demand certain special rights for yourself, then it is more like, the lawbreakers, they come together to serve each other's interests. The philanthropists, they come together to serve the interest of the weak and needy. So I'm sure you will recognize the significance of the word, of the term which you are using. Because don't forget that this name is associated. There have been many civilizations older than us, but this is the only continuous civilization. In human affairs, who are respected? Who are given respect? Not, if I use the words of Swami Vivekananda, not those who live for themselves. Only those who live for others, they are respected by the human society. So I am confident that you must have, when you decided to start this organization, you must have thought about it, and I hope and pray that you will live up to the values and ideals of what Hinduism stands for, and what basically, this again, Swami Vivekananda himself has said, that today, originally he said, I would like to use the word Vedantis or Vedanti, because this word, even not just Swami Vivekananda, even Sir Sayyid, more than 100 years back, he was member of the member of the Central Constituent during the British period. It was named possibly Central Legislative Assembly. He served there for 6 years. And after completion of his term, the first reception was given by Arya Samaj people of Gurdaspur to acknowledge his services. And at that meeting, he told the Arya Samajis, he said, thank you very much, you are honoring me. You are recognizing, acknowledging the services which I have rendered in the Central Assembly. But my complaint, serious complaint against you is, why don't you call me a Hindu? I do not consider Hindu is a religious term. Hindu is a geographical term. Anybody who is born in India, anybody who lives on the food which is produced in India, anybody who drinks water from the rivers of India is entitled to call himself a Hindu. And you must call me Hindu. But when I go outside, here, because of certain compulsions of the British time, when even the citizens' rights were decided on the basis in which community you were born, therefore even Mahatma Gandhi was forced. He had no option but to use this terminology, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, aapas mein hai, bhai bhai. No, it was perfectly fine for that period. Why? Because Britishers had made that the basis for deciding even the ordinary rights of the citizens. They were decided on that basis. Separate electorate was there. Reservations were there. How to keep society, how to ensure that this society remains eternally divided so that our rule persists. Fortunately, now we are free, we are independent. Now we can live with dignity, with sense of equality. There must be fraternity, and therefore many places, this is not the first place, when I have asserted that now instead of talking for the Britishers, the religious identity, religious community, social community was the building block of the nation. Under our new constitution after independence, individual citizen is the building block of the nation. Therefore now stop talking about this unity, talk about national unity, talk about Indian unity. We are all Indians, and as far as our rights are concerned, it is immaterial in which family, in which community we are born. Our constitution does not take that into consideration while deciding about the equal rights which it confers on us. Another point, if I may be allowed to make, is that I said that this is the only civilization which is not only ancient, but it is continuous. And it has rightly been noted that Indian society is not only Prachin, it is also Mrityunjay. It has the capability and capacity to renew itself. Any system which has the capability to respond creatively to the fresh challenges, whether they come through new ideas or in some other form, the system is healthy, the system is dynamic, and our civilization has proved, despite very serious challenges. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore said, I love India, not because I cultivate the idolatry of geography. I love India, not because I have had the good fortune to be born in her soil, but I love India because she has saved living words. She has saved through tumultuous ages living words which issued from the illuminated consciousness of her children. This civilization is knowledge-based civilization. It is dependent on word. How we were moved when our honorable poet, who has been awarded today, or the other speaker, they were reciting their poetry. How all of us we were moved. For us, and elsewhere, Gurudev has said, he said, India cannot attain true independence unless it is recognized that her foundation is in mind, which with its diverse powers and confidence in those powers goes on creating Swaraj for itself. It is the capability to create Swaraj. It is the capability to respond creatively to new challenges which has given the capability to renew and refresh itself. And that is why Brijendranath Seal said, Professor Brijendranath Seal, who was a contemporary of Swami Vivekananda, he said, India is ever aging but never old. He has compared India with Atma. Atma, which is not born, which does not die. So is the case with India. Nit Nutan Chit Puratan. Now, there is absolutely no doubt that there is so much diversity, mind-boggling diversity in it. Lingual diversity, cultural diversity, diversity of rituals, diversity of customs, diversity of the modes of worship. Bharteshu Striya Purusho Nana Varna Pirkirte the. Nana Dev Archane Yukta Nana Karmani Kurvate. We are full of diversity. But our thought leaders, they never took this diversity as a source this did not worry them. They considered this diversity as a source to enrich our unity. Again, Swami Vivekananda said, he said, what is the purpose of life? People generally believe that purpose of my life is to pursue happiness. I should make myself happy, my family happy, people around me happy. He said, no. The purpose of life is to pursue knowledge. And what is the purpose of knowledge? Purpose of knowledge is to find unity amidst diversity. Diversity is the law of nature. Unity is our need. Earlier we needed unity to survive. Now we need unity to progress towards prosperity. That is the reason when India was going to be free, the prophets of doom were saying that India will not be able to maintain its freedom even for a few years. It will break into pieces. They will be fighting among themselves. We have proved them wrong. And today, India has not only been able to save its freedom, strengthen its democracy, strengthen its system, but today, India, not only the presidentship of the G20, those who ruled over us for 200 years, today, a person of Indian origin they ruled over us with the help of brute force, sword. And today a person of Indian origin is Prime Minister of that country with the power of votes, not brute force. Today a person of Indian origin is the Vice President of the most powerful nation in the world, not through brute force, through votes. Now all those prophets of doom, those who predicted darkness for India, those who said that India will be divided into hundreds of pieces, they feel upset. And that is why you see all these conspiracies where all kind of negative propaganda they indulge in. They try to make documentaries, they try to indulge in other propaganda. Why don't they make documentary? You know, for when the Britishers came to India, what was the share of Indian GDP in the international economy? 27%. 1700, 1800, it was 23%. By the time they left us, our share was not even 3%. Our level of literacy has come down to, I don't exactly remember, 6 or 7%. Our 17%. And our average age was merely 27 years. There is a very good book. I don't remember the name of the author because I had read that book about 15-20 years back. In the book, the author says that 200 years before Christ, the Roman journals and opinion leaders made serious complaint against the establishment of Roman Empire, accusing them of transferring the gold and wealth of Rome to India. Why? Because these people have become used to luxurious way of living. Their women need muslin to wear. They need Indian spices for their food. When this was happening? 200 years before Christ. India was not a poor country. If all these people from outside came to India, they came to India only because India's fabulous wealth attracted them. And then by the time 1947 came, we almost became an icon of poverty of the South in the South Asia. And now everything is changing. It is not only politics, it is not only G20, it is not only Prime Minister and Vice President. More important than that is that today, in today's world, even politics is being influenced by NMCs. And most of the MNCs, multinational companies today, are being headed by persons of Indian origin. They are realizing the potential of India. And one good thing about us is that the world knows from our history that if we are powerful, then our power can never become a threat for anybody in the world. We have never used this power to dominate over others. Rather, we believe in Aham Brahmasmi Tattvam-asi. We believe in the potential divinity of man, woman. We believe everybody has that potential, and therefore our value system, our tradition obliges us to treat Deho Devalaya Prokto Jivo Deva Sada Shiva. We treat every being as dwelling place of the Supreme Spirit. There is no way we can ever think of dominating, suppressing, or oppressing anybody. And that is why Mahatma Gandhi had said that a prostrate and fallen India can be of no use to herself, cannot be of any use to the world. I want to see a free and strong India, which, if need arises, can sacrifice itself so that mankind, so that humanity can be saved. India has that tradition. That is what Sanatan stands for. Hindu is a word which came much later, but it also symbolizes the same values. I am sure you will be guided by that, and your organization, if we are guided by that, and we act in accordance with the spirit of those ideals and values, I am sure that you will find all around acceptance, not only in North America, everywhere in the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Valle nanni, Jai Hind.